This is a very important screen. You'll see here the horses to optimize first. You can optimize 3, 4, or 5 horses. We've been using 4 horses, but if you wanted to, you can set that for 5, and we'll show you what that looks like in a moment. If you want to bet your bankroll $12 per race, you can set Exacta max as low as $6 or as high as $50. I'm sorry, $100 is the max. But let's take it back down. Let's use $48 for our setting. You can use your input source for ePonies.com, or you can use the tote board. If you are having good luck with ePonies, that's a great way to go. But as you are probably aware, the tote board also offers a lot of opportunities within the Exacta pools. Sometimes there are some sleepers in there where the second betting choice and the third betting choice could be a very underbet Exacta combination. So again, if you're looking to make big money, you may want to play ePonies picks because there will be some long shots in there mixed in with the favorites. If you're looking to just break even or have a little bit of fun and make sure you cash a lot of tickets, then the tote board is a good way to go because you'll be betting more of the favorites. We're going to switch this back to ePonies for the rest of the demonstration. The next setting is how to spread your wagers. There's either proportional or flat. We've been using proportional, and what proportional does is if a particular Exacta combination on the optimizer screen is particularly valuable, Exacta max will put a proportional amount of your bankroll on that specific wager. If you choose flat, it will spread the bankroll across an even number of races and give each wager the same amount of money. Most players will probably prefer the proportional because that's the whole concept behind Exacta max, is to put your money where it can do the most work. And finally, your minimum EV in the top section, your minimum expected value. I recommend leaving this at 50 cents. But if you want to make your Exacta max very discriminating, you can set this as high as 3, 4, 5 on up. And what that will do for you, Exacta max will exclude a lot of wagers that don't make the cut. An expected value of $4 means that wagers that don't offer the return of 2x will not be considered. Keep in mind, if you set this figure very high, if a race does not have very many horses in it, it's very likely that none of the Exacta combinations will meet the minimum expected value, and you will get a warning from Exacta max if you set that too high. If you have a race with 12 horses in it, more than likely there will always be some combinations that meet your minimum settings. But again, use this setting very sparingly, or you could get some interesting results. Finally, down here, like I mentioned, these values represent the probability of each horse winning. These are based on thousands and thousands of ePonies.com results. Historically speaking, ePonies top choice wins at a rate of about 29%. It's actually slightly higher than that, but we've turned it down just to make sure that Exacta max doesn't overinflate the probability of the first choice winning. ePonies second choice winning wins at 19% and on down, 15, 11, and 8 for the fifth choice. If you have a method of wagering where your first choice is winning at a higher rate than 29%, and you want to use that for Exacta max, feel free to set this as high or as low as you want. If you are a long shot player and your first choice wins at a lower rate than 29%, and you have historical data that you can use, feel free to adjust these settings. If at any point you want to restore your settings to default settings because you've forgotten what they were, you can simply use the Restore Default button down below. Now that we've made these changes, let's go back to the optimizer screen and take a look what happens. Now you'll see Oaklawn is now has 5 horses to consider. ePonies' top 5 choices are displayed for you. Those are current odds beneath it, and now the optimized wagers have changed. Some of them are the same, but you see now with the one horse in the 5th ePonies choice position at 14-1, the one horse has now made its way into some of the optimized combinations. So if you scroll down here, you can see there are a lot of wager combinations. Again, the optimizer screen is for those that want to know exactly where the best combinations are based on real-time Exacta tote board combinations. As you can see here, the number 5 horse followed by the number 2 horse has a 3.58% historical probability to cash, but the payout is $134. That is the highest expected value of all the combinations of these 5 horses, and that's why it's at the top. And on down, the 2 followed by the 1 has a 3.27 probability of cashing, but pays $139.40. If you look down below, the very nice payoff, the 1 horse at 14-1 and the 7 horse at 5-1. This represents ePony's 5th choice, followed by ePony's 3rd choice. That combination only wins at a 1.3% clip. However, the current payoff for that combination is $343, and that's why it is the 3rd betting choice on this screen. You'll also notice now that we've set our bankroll for $48, so Exacta Max is now telling you how to spread your $48 proportionally. In this situation, there aren't any really strong wagers, so the $7 it recommends for 5/2 is only a slight stronger bet than the 2 over the 1. I want to conclude with just a couple of cautions. Please keep in mind that Exacta Max is designed to make sure you get the most money for your Exacta wagers. It isn't going to help you hit an Exacta. So you have to have a source of picks that you trust that can help you put the right horses in the right combination. Exacta Max will also steer you away from a low-paying Exacta. So in this scenario, if you feel very strongly that the 2 horse is going to win, followed by the 3 horse, Exacta Max, as you can see here, is not recommending that combination. The reason it is not recommending that combination is because the payoff is probably very low. A lot of people are betting the 2-3 combination. So it is very possible that Exacta Max could steer you away from an Exacta combination that you would have bet otherwise. But it's doing that because the payoffs are too low. The purpose of Exacta Max is to make sure that if you only have 12, 20, 6, whatever dollars you have per race to bet on the Exacta, and you want to make sure you put your money in a position that you can get the best return, that's what Exacta Max does for you. Also keep in mind that, like I said, Exacta Max isn't going to tell you who to bet on. You can use ePony's picks, or you can use the tote board, or you can use your own, or you can use the person sitting next to you. But once you've decided what picks you want to play, and you want to play an Exacta, Exacta Max is a very powerful tool to make sure you pass on those Exacta combinations that don't offer the biggest return, and you place the most money on those Exacta combinations that can bring you the most money home. This concludes our demonstration. We wish you the best of luck, and please give Exacta Max a try, and if it works well for you, please consider leaving us a nice review on the iTunes Store. Best of luck.